Captain Peter Cutsey, Part 4, Circle to Land. We're in our descent towards minimum. And once we get established on the 45 off track, we'll initiate a go-around. In the last part, we viewed a straight-ahead go-around. In this case, we're going to be off the course towards runway 13 right, and we'll initiate a go-around and we'll observe the FMA. And remember that once we actually reselect or re-engage an autopilot, the system reverts to level change, MCP speed, and the speed window opens, and we can bug up at the appropriate time. We'll talk about that when we get there. Remember, LNAV right now is armed for the go-around. We are approaching minimum. Altitude hold. Missed approach altitude 4,000 feet. Pre-select a heading and heading cell. That is heading select. We're looking at the first officer CDU, Prog 2-4. Timing is started. And we have a tailwind component of 13 knots. Half of that, 14 knots is 7, so we're going for 38 seconds. Back to the captain's CDU. Let's observe what happens when we select TOGA, and then remember that engaging an autopilot after it's disengaged will revert to level change as we discussed before. So let's watch what happens on the FMA. Go around, TOGA. Pitch up, flap 15, positive rate, gear up, command A. We re-engage the command A, and N1 on the auto throttle, MCP speed, we're in level change, and we're going towards flaps 1, so we can start retracting our flaps. And LNAV is engaged out of 3 for 4,000 feet. MCP speed, altitude acquire. Now we want to make sure that we bug up. To flaps up speed, so we can clean up. And we're leveling at 4,000 feet. And we are actually intercepting the missed approach beautifully. We're in altitude hold. And once we get established, we can actually go and set 4,000 feet on the CDU and revert to VNAV. Execute, and that was accepted by the pilot monitoring and VNAV, and observe the airspeed bug has moved up slightly, which is fine. The best hold will be flaps up speed and what is actually generated in the FMC CDU. However, we don't have the holding speed, best holding speed in the software. So holding at the flaps up speed is recommended, and that's what we're doing. And we'll just flip back here and make sure that we adjust our heading to our current heading, as we should always do when we're flying. So there you go. Missed approach from a point other than straight ahead, and it worked out fine. We'll just pause the video for a moment and we'll go to a reference. And I don't know if you noticed it or not, but actually when we selected TOGA, the speed, commanded speed, went to 174 knots. And that's the way the system is designed, using maximum weight for the NG of 80,000 kilos. VREF 40 at 80,000 kilos is 154. So 155 is what the reference speed would be. And we were at flaps 15 when we initiated the go around. So the speed actually moved to 174 knots, which gave us a good margin above the stall, yet never really came close to the maximum limit speed for the flap setting at hand. So that is the end of part 4. Look for me in the next and last scenario when we will actually initiate a turn, or I should say a go around from base leg. Thanks for watching.